the thing is, like, this is the hidden method that streamers usually use to farm up their currency. You know? And since the end of the league, I'm gonna show you how it's done, okay? Since the end of league and nobody cares about the market, I can show you how to print actually currency. All you need is some stream RNG and some birthday luck, you know, and you go sacrifice half and boom. Boom. And now we have 130 divines. Now we have 150 divines. Too many items in stack. And now we have a mage blood. This is the simple trick that people are actually doing to get currency. And put in another 3. Oh wait, that doesn't work. But yeah, that's pretty much explains how to easily get the mage blood early on. And this is the reason why I'm usually not even doing those gambles early on, because what should I do with the mage blood, you know? I mean, what am I doing with the mage blood actually? I guess we just valid, I guess. That's boring. Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I want to give you guys a small little update on the last couple of things that I've did in the Lake of Calandra League 319. Today I finished my last challenges, so we're now 40 of 40, and the last challenge that I was doing was complete endgame grinds. I was doing the 50 Maven invitations, and yeah, pretty much slacking a lot. I think this sorry, I'm farming like a full tab of Guardian maps. Pretty much took me like 1.5 or 2 weeks, and not because it takes so long. It just like, you know, like sometimes I just like play like 2-3 hours, grind a bunch of maps, and then like go play other games, and then like not play PoE for a couple days, and then return from the next set of maps and stuff like that, right? So basically, it all started with the farming, the Alcan Go kind of style that I had. If you remember that, I think I posted this like 3 weeks ago or something. The Alcan Go with the Fall Cathedral with my Atlas passive tree, which is just roundabout the Conqueror things, you know, like Conquerors, Shaper and Elder maps, synthesized map drops, as well as some of the altar farming, blocking out every single other league mechanic, because all I'm interested in right now is finishing challenges. And I'm gonna say that was actually a pretty cool farming method, because I had no investment. There is absolutely no maintenance in this entire thing, no scarabs, no sextants, no nothing. Literally, Alcan Go for like hundreds of maps, doesn't matter. And I still was able to manage to get like 5 to 6 divines per hour. And that basically gave me a shit ton of Shaper and Elder maps, and I continued this cycle with a magic farming attempt to it, which wasn't really the best in my opinion. But in the end of the day, I farmed up like 200 Guardian maps, right? And then I decided, since I need to do the challenges anyways, or want to do the challenges, I'm gonna farm Conquerors, Shaper, and Elder Guardians, and then do the invitations and see what we get out of there. And I just finished that today, so we can take a look on what we actually got. And basically, it is this one over here. So basically, I farmed 144 Guardian maps and Conquerors to see what it is about, right? The Shaper and the Elder maps are about 15 chaos apiece. The Conqueror map about 25. If they are not on like Defiled Cathedral or stuff like that, I think then they go like 50 chaos or some. Then some rerolling. And that's pretty much it. So it was about a 14 divine investment for the maps, which is about yeah, 2,715 chaos ore. And I wasn't too sure about the invitations itself, because I put them in with a price, but I didn't calculate it in. The reason for that is you self-sustain them, okay? You're not over-sustain them. Sometimes you actually have to buy an invitation, but in the end of the day, I think I still managed to have a lot of like excess invitations overall. So pretty much what you can say, every 4 Guardian maps you should be able to drop the certain invitation for that kind of Guardian map, right? So I bought like 5 or 6 because I was running out of them, but in the end of the day I had like 10 over when I was done with all. So that's why I didn't put them in the calculation. They're not in the investment and they are not in the outcome. I just removed them from my project tab pretty much, right? But as a self sustainable thing, I think it's pretty nice to just put it this way. So what do we get? Basically, the way I farmed them was an boss rush strategy. So obviously when it comes to like the Shaper Guardian maps, they are like a pretty straightforward map. You start in the beginning, the boss is in the end of the map. So these maps are actually kind of a full clear, I would say. And you don't really have altars either way, because you're farming those with the Maven influence and not in the Searing Exile and stuff, right? And if I have some of the Eldritch currency, which is like a very, very tiny few, basically, right? This is just from, I can't even remember, maybe I'm misclicked somewhere, or I don't know, it just doesn't have any weight anyways, right? So basically, it was more of a boss rush strategy, so it's not like a full clear map, and especially when it comes to the Conqueror map or the Elder maps, it depends on the map layout. Like a Mesa map, for example, I think I had one somewhere over here. This is pretty much go in. The map takes like 45 seconds, but sometimes you have a worse layout, so it takes a bit longer. I did not calculate the time though that I spent in there, right? So let's close this. What did we get? So basically currency is like 4 divines. I think I did not find a single divine, but all the other stuff that you get by mapping, you know, or at least like even in the boss rush, sometimes you find a loot goblin, sometimes you find random stuff, but it's not really a lot. The main currency here is as well, like I found, which is actually sad, since I found 12 sets of Conquerors, plus all the invitations. And in the end of the day, which should be like 12 times 4, which is, shit math, dude. 48? Yeah, 48. Plus invitations, plus 12, so it's 60. I now only got 2 Exalted Orbs, even though I had the notes here for the extra chance of dropping Exalted Orb. So that's actually a yikes. 1 came from a boss, and 1 came from the invitation itself. So we're going to fragments, which is your main income, because obviously every boss will drop their respective fragments, like the Shaper fragments, Elder fragments, the Conqueror, Saurus fragments, as well as once you're doing the invitations, you're gonna get the Crescent Splinters as well, right? So if you go over here, I got 27 Maven Writs, which is, it's hard to price, like it's so late in the league, but you can basically say like 0.7 divines or so per piece. We have 20 full Shaper sets, we have like 20 Elder sets, we have like 14 or 15 Shaper sets, right? So this is where the money comes from. And obviously I price checked all of these with excellence, but obviously if you want to do it in a profitable way, you would now bulk sell this, like 20 full Shaper sets on TFT or on the PoE trade website and stuff like that. But you can definitely get bulk price, because not somebody's buying like for 11 chaos a fragment of the Hydra. You're not selling the fragments. I mean, here I could sell 3 fragments, and here I could sell another 3 basically. So this is like single sell, but I have 20 full Shaper sets. Or if we do it the other way, I just buy another 3 Phoenix sets and have 23 full sets. And then you have like a higher price per set that you're selling. The same with Elder, the same with Conquerors, and the same with like Maven's Wraiths. But Maven's Wraiths is not like bulk selling or something. You know, there's a lot of people that have a bunch of those. But in the end of the day, we pretty much made like a 46 divines out of it, which is like roughly a 32 divine profit. I cannot tell you right now how much it is divine per hour, because I was doing this over 2 weeks actually, right? Here an hour, here's some maps, there's some maps. So nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. But overall, for starting with a super low effort, sorry, my voice is a bit cracked up here. So with starting with like just farming Alken Go maps without any investment, over sustaining a shit ton of Guardian maps, and then running the Guardian maps, and then turning that into profit, it's like some nice synergy. And I think profit-wise, they're pretty much the same. So here we have like a 5,500 Chaos Orbs profit, and here we have like 6,000 Chaos Orbs profit, right? So overall, I think this is the stuff that I will farm next league, because, as I say again, absolutely no maintenance, no scarabs, no sextants, no nothing, no league mechanics, because for me personally, it feels always unrewarding. If I haven't spec'd into Metamorph, you know, I don't want to do Metamorphs. If I haven't spec'd into Harvest, I don't want to do Harvest, you know? It just feels unrewarding if you have league mechanics that pop up in your map if you haven't spec'd into them. And if it's not a challenge, I think just blocking out everything and just chill mapping and killing bosses and sustain all of the things farming altars, farming all these kind of things in an environment like the Default Cathedral, where you could potentially drop an Apothecary card, you know. I think this is what I really enjoy to do. So I would probably start next league as well with just a simple Alkin Go strategy, and then turn all these like stuff that I gain into more profit, and I don't have to worry about the market or all these kind of things, and I think it's pretty great. Good. In terms of the league, as I said, I'm done now with my 40 challenges. One more trophy somewhere down here, somewhere in the back here is the Calandra League trophy, which means that I am basically now done with the league. I gambled a little bit on stream today, which was pretty fun. But that means there will be no more PoE content from my YouTube channel, at least until we get the first information about the 320 whatever league it's going to be, with potentially the release of hard mode, and I can actually see myself playing hard mode softcore, basically just to have like a more tense PoE feeling for my personal enjoyment, more or less. And then we will see how things gonna turn out. But yeah, it was actually overall, I would say, an okay league. I mean, the stats do not lie. You know, the facts and the stats do not lie, the statistics, and I'm not too happy about the vast majority of the changes. Some I really don't really care, where people were like massively outraging and you know, writing bad comments about all these things that are going on. I think most of them are not really having too much impact, but there are some where I don't really like, but I don't want to open this old can. I just hope that we're gonna see some changes regarding those changes that had been being part of 319 to be changed in 320, and that's why I'm looking forward to 320. But you know, the rest is just pure speculation. All we can do is wait and see where the direction is going. But I'm hyped. I'm waiting for 320, and until then, I'm most likely going to play World of Warcraft, and the Dragonflight expansion is going to get released on like 28th of November. Good. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.